Good night, guys. You know, join it. They don't join it. I said they not join it. And it look like my face in them are going on. Good night, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Holy Spirit. Yes, people. Good night, guys. Welcome to my live recap boss live. You know, see me? So welcome, guys. What's poppin'? Hope you guys are okay. So nobody now tell me good night. Oh, nobody. Judine? Yeah, Judy. Judith. Good night. And good night, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now give me a little thumbs up, man. Sure. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Hey! In a bed. I'm not at my home, guys, so no be here with me. So we're going to start right now, people, to me. We're going to start. Good night, Nadine. Remember, if you give me a little thumbs up, people. Remember, I said the thumbs up is very important. It's alright. Man allegedly punched from wall by cops in Red Hills. I'm different in the school with them. I'm a different school with them. I'm a different man and the man come deal with me. What kind of police that you can tell me say if a bad man and they shoot me over the wall? I'm backing up. The man shoot me over the wall, you know. I'm a different. Because the man is dead this morning. I'm different in the school with them. I'm a different man and the man come deal with me, sir. No, sir, wagwan in Jamaica, yeah. Wagwan. So you know, the Merciless funeral was today. So the Thanksgiving service of DJ Merciless is on the way at St. Gabriel. So Merciless, make way. So good. Merciless, sing it a good funeral. Bread and I sing. Oh my goodness. Oh God. All my life you have been faithful. You have been faithful. So merciless funeral today. So make we
do not let this be recorded as an act of unconscious bias. And why do I say so? Look at the list
Barbados
of countries
Prime
who are
Minister.
listed, and you see that they're almost all former colonies and people of color. And look at the countries who, in spite of being able to open a bank account within hours in Delaware or Wyoming, within hours in Luxembourg or Zurich, and they remain off of these lists that speak about the risk to money laundering. And look and see where the divide comes. I believe that this committee has a keen eye for fairness and equity. And all we ask today is for a level playing field. The final solution, we believe, one of the solutions we leave you with, is that the Treasury ought to be truthful to its mandate. It says that it wants to be risk sensitive. Well, if it wants to be risk sensitive, then it needs to focus on where the money is, rather than creating rules that act as a proxy to money laundering or terrorism financing. And it has found the answer, even if fortuitously or serendipitously this year, by following the money with the Russian sanctions. I thank you and pray that we can use both technology, communication, sharing of information, but above all else, fairness and transparency to ensure that our people are not further punished from being able to participate in their lives, through their economies, through their savings, and with their families across borders of business. Thank you very much.
So all of my friends who gone through before, I say,
Veteran Sparta's Ben paid his touching tribute to the late colleague and longtime friend Merciless.
I shall meet and reason upon Grove Street, but sleep with angels. May your every dream come true. I mean it honest, I do. Until my little heart start beat, there will always be place for you. And now the memories of the days gone by flash through my brain like the clear blue sky. Some make me happy, some make me want to cry. Oh, why you want to die? Living a big empty space that is so hard to fill, but we have to accept and the Almighty will. So when I watch the face, we are carry on still, but we must weak again, my friends. So until then.
So traffic is at Stan Hill along the Anchor Main Road in White House, Westmore, following a freak storm that joined unit wires and pole on Saturday afternoon. So freak storm is in White House, Westmoreland. So we are going to listen. So freak storm, then they are Westmoreland. So alright now. Sure. Well, on the people, bear with me. Jamaica change under fire for committees. Comments.
Shoot to kill. National Security Minister under fire for controversial comments to deter criminality. Rocky move. Government under pressure to explain
Sure.
botched appointment of a former army general to head the civil service. In the lead, latest poll shows Jamaicans would re-elect the JLP to government. And rules are rules. Education Minister defends regulations at Godfrey Stewart High governing the length of girls' tunics. I'm Jovan Johnson, and this is Jamaica Now. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is being heavily criticized for urging members of the security forces to shoot to kill when confronted by gunmen. According to Dr. Chang, the country was spending too much to treat criminals at public health facilities. The government's Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, and the human rights group Jamaicans for Justice have come out against the comments. INDECOM, which is an oversight body for the security forces, says a shoot-to-kill policy should not be the state's response to crime. It said all public officials should be guided by the Constitution of Jamaica in their statements and actions. INDECOM also stressed that access to medical attention should be afforded to all persons in keeping with the state's obligation to safeguard life. And JFJ has condemned Dr. Chang's comments as an unfortunate stance that could be interpreted as a tacit approval of extrajudicial killings. The human rights group says that Dr. Chang's order and instruction to the security forces as a means for cracking down on crime is not only irresponsible, but a clear violation of the right to life and security. And a probe has been launched into an incident where a man was injured during an alleged confrontation with a policeman in the community of Walker's Hill in Red Hill, St. Andrew on Friday. Police investigators were called to the community after a man said to be of an unsound mind chased a group of people along Red Hills Road and managed to inflict chop wounds on 3 of them. Construction worker Philip Bennett died as a result of the injuries he sustained. Spokesperson for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Dennis Brooks, said that the police went to the area to de-escalate the situation after the chopping incident. He said persons became hostile because the police did not release the accused man to them, and it was during that situation that the physical confrontation happened. The government is under pressure to answer questions over the botched appointment of a former army head, Lieutenant General Rocky Meade, as Cabinet Secretary and head of Jamaica's Public Service. Mr. Meade declined the appointment on Thursday amid mounting concerns about the constitutionality of his selection. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced Mr. Meade as the new Cabinet Secretary, who would take up the position on October 1. He would have replaced Ambassador Douglas Saunders, who is retiring. But some of the country's most senior lawyers and the opposition People's National Party have questioned whether the selection conformed with the Constitution. Section 92 of the Constitution says the Secretary to the Cabinet should be chosen by the Prime Minister from a list of public officers supplied by the Public Service Commission. General Meade retired from the Jamaica Defence Force in January and has held no known public position since. Opposition leader Mark Golding says Prime Minister Andrew Holness has questions to answer.
We have a military person who's the head of the police. We have a military person who's the head of the military. And we now have a military person who's going to be the head of the civil service. And the optics of the militarization of all these key institutions of the state, is something that would give rise to concern. I don't want to say that at this point, if his appointment is eligible, that we're against it. I wouldn't say that.
The Public Service Commission, which made the list, has not commented on the issue publicly. General Meade's revelation that he was invited for consideration for the post by the Commission while he was head of the Jamaica Defence Force has also raised eyebrows. The ruling Jamaica Labour Party JLP would retain power if a general election were to be called today, according to the latest RG Ardina Donaldson poll. The poll shows that over the last 12 months, support has grown by 5 percentage points to 31% for the JLP, while the opposition People's National Party PNP moved by 1 point to 18%. Some 34% of the population said they would not vote. But even among the more mature voters, 45 and older, once the backbone of political dominance, the PNP has ceded ground to the Labourites. The JLP has 29% of people backing the party in the 45 to 55 age group, but support for the party is highest among 25 to 34-year-olds. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell said the party is not alarmed by the poll results.
So we're not yet at that point where we are launching out into a campaign, and that's why we are not alarmed at the findings, but we are actually encouraged that the leadership has consolidated and that the leader has pretty much ingratiated himself with the base of the party, and now we can move collectively as a team to address the other issues.
The poll findings come as the PNP gets ready for its first mass in-person national conference since the COVID-19 pandemic started. The event started on Thursday and will culminate in the public session on Sunday at the National Arena in St. Andrew. An address by party president Mark Golding will cap the meeting. Meanwhile, the opposition leader has expressed concerns about the government's non-provision of details surrounding the donation by private sector players to Foreign Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith's failed bid for the Commonwealth Secretary-General post. On Tuesday in Parliament, Information Minister Robert Morgan said 3 of the contributors, businessman Keith Duncan and companies Grace Kennedy and the Musson Group, gave permission for them to be named as part funders of the $15 million PR contract for U.S. firm Fit Partners to provide services to Mrs. Johnson-Smith. But Mr. Morgan declined to reveal the others, as well as the amounts given by the named contributors.
Would the Prime Minister indicate whether the government of Jamaica received any financial or other support from any government or non-Jamaican entity in connection with Jamaica's candidacy? Answer: no financial or other support was received from any government or non-Jamaican entity in connection with Jamaica's candidature. Question 5. If the answer to 4 is in the affirmative, would the Prime Minister provide the details of such support? Answer is not applicable.
And Minister Morgan disclosed that PR Etc. Limited was the local company that won a bid to support the campaign through the engagement of Fin Partners. The director of PR Etc. Limited is listed in Company's Office of Jamaica Records as Tess Maria Leon, a consultant and a former assistant to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Ms. Leon and Delano Seavright, a strategist with the Tourism Ministry, are listed as shareholders. Mr. Seavright ceased being a director in 2018. It's not clear how much PR Etc. Limited was paid under the contract. The government spent a total of $18.2 million for Mrs. Johnson-Smith's campaign. Education Minister Favour Williams has defended the grooming and dress code rules at Godfrey Stewart High in Westmoreland amid a clash between parents and the school administrators this week. At Godfrey Stewart, girls are mandated to wear skirts no shorter than 5 inches above the ankle, and boys' pants should not be less than 16 inches in diameter. Mrs. Williams says the rules must be adhered to despite controversial pronouncements by Principal Emily Lawrence Ricketts that long skirts would deter sexual predators. The principal's remarks have been described as victim-blaming by some commentators. The minister said the situation was desperate. Mrs. Williams implored parents to encourage their children to obey the school rules and to engage with administrators and seek consensus for reform. The U.S. state of Virginia has denied parole to convicted Jamaican sniper killer Lee Boyd Malvo. The court ruled this week that Mr. Malvo is still a risk to the community 2 decades after he and his partner terrorized the Washington, D.C. region with a series of random shootings. Malvo was 17 years old when he and John Allen Muhammad shot and killed 10 people and wounded 3 others over a 3-week span in October 2002. Mr. Malvo was convicted of capital murder in Virginia and sentenced to life in prison without parole. But a series of Supreme Court rulings and a change in Virginia law gave Mr. Malvo the opportunity to seek parole after serving nearly 20 years in custody. Mr. Malvo's accomplice was executed in Virginia in 2009. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@dinajm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Greener. And on Facebook at
different little school with them. I mean, a different man and the man come deal with me. She's so give me word using that. They don't realize how you come. No, no, back the road. me a different. Because
Let me play this. Like, I'm getting. British Command Commission to Jamaica. Members joined to volunteer at the go-kart train in Kingston International cleanup.
Okay.
Hold on, hold it. Like this.
I am here. Danette, you're here? Okay, welcome. Now give me a little thumbs up, people. Remember to give me a little thumbs up. Give me a little thumbs up, people. You are good? Yeah, man, I'm good. You are a girl. Quick Step celebrate competition of basic school. So Cheersville at the here in the deep rural of St. Elizabeth community of Quick Step last week Friday as International Charity Pencil for kids and students cut the ribbon to open a newly built school. It was bright and summer around as Paris student and shareholder were in high spirit to celebrate the accomplishment of this project in this time. So Quick Step I get one new school. You have done. Good night, Everton. So bless my soul.
I'm saying that's a long talking good for nothing. So our work is done. It's not done. It's just a step that we're taking. We have a library. We have a basic school. What's next? A sporting complex. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to build Quick Step. If we keep waiting on government and other people, that will not happen. We have to do it ourselves. It starts within one individual. Don't think that you can't do something. Start it, someone will help. Start something and someone will come on board.
True.
It's all about progress.
True.
It's not about me, it's not about you. It's about the kids.
True.
It's about the future. We already live with life already. Need to provide to the younger generation. Let's get together and put this thing to work. Don't wait.
Remember to give me a little thumbs up, people, and remember to subscribe.
It's a community. Men are not that. Men are not politics, men are not certain things. A community, me say. If anybody say community, we can work together.
Yes.
Personally, I want to thank each and every one who make this thing happen. All the volunteers, listen to me. I can't be in New York and get this done. You guys who did this, not me. Please.
Quick step in a St. Elizabeth. Big up.
I want to thank all the donors. Without the donors, you can't buy material.
Yeah, right. That's so.
All the supporters from near, far, who knows, we appreciate every moment.
Yeah.
So this beach area at
Portland.
Buff Bay, just behind the office of the Member of Parliament, was cleaned by the Optimist Club of Port Antonio, or Portland rather, and members of the Beach Beauties of Portland. So on a day when the rains came, they managed to remove plastic bottles, styrofoam boxes, single-use plastic bags and stuff like that. And the word from those who engage in today's cleanup exercise is that we need to take stock and to be conscious of our environment and to keep our space clean, because we have future generations who will be occupying this space. And if our unhealthy practices continue, it might make it very difficult for them. And of course, there's the issue of climate change. So there's definitely a need to dispose of our waste in a correct manner. Not to litter the streets or the gullies or the drains, but to instead place them in garbage receptacles. From Buff Bay, Portland, Garrett Davis for the Gleaner.
And the white people who just left out of here had a very peaceful time. And you look very nervous around my kids, watching them 24/7, following them, and I don't like that. Okay. Thank you.
Hold on, people, me hot. I'm hot.
So overall, I am pleased with the way things have been going. I know that you released these polls right in the week leading up to our party conference, and we really appreciate the timing of that. It's fair to say that since we went through the 2020 elections, which obviously was
people remember if you share the light, people
process for us, and the results were very disappointing for us. We have been in the process of rebuilding. We've gone through a decade of changes of leadership, and each one of those changes has left some amount of ripples in its wake that we have had to be managing to bring everybody back together and to become a cohesive team. Certainly since I became the party leader in November 2020, a lot of effort has been put into doing that. We established a unity committee and chaired really by Dr. Maxine Henry Wilson, and we established a mediation facility within the party. We had a lot of opportunities for dialogue in settings that were conducive to open discussion, and I think we've made tremendous progress. Yes, there have been some hiccups along the way. You referred to one of them last year, July, but we have managed to achieve a situation where at this annual conference coming up this weekend, we will have a change to our vice president cohort, where 2 new vice presidents will be coming on board. Senator Donna Scott Motley being one, and Mikhail Phillips, MP, being another.
Nah, for Sweden, but when I come and tell more foolish.
Vice President did not seek re-election, and so
what a foolish
that
man.
will I think evidence our ability to manage our situations in a way that allows us to move forward without the kind of turbulence that internal contests often cause within political parties.
What a foolish.
I would say on the ground, going through our conference season, because the way our party is structured, each divisional organization must have an annual conference, and then each constituency must have an annual conference, and then the party. So the divisional conferences, and there are 227 divisions, I think, in the country. They normally happen in May, June, and then constituency conferences in July, August. So we've had a lot of those, and I've attended many of them all over the country. And I can tell you that the energy has been very good. The attendance has been excellent. The party rank and file are energized and keen to see us move forward, and I think they like the moves that have been made. We made some adjustments to our shadow cabinet. You mentioned that as well. And that was, and not the shadow cabinet, but also parliamentary arrangements around that, and brought closer into the center of decision making some of the key people who I think are important team players within the party, and we wanted to make sure that everybody saw them as having that prominent role, and that went down well as also. And we brought in the shadow cabinet changes, brought in some people into positions that they were keen to demonstrate their capacity in, and move some others around into other areas where they have a particular interest and also capacity that will make them very effective. So overall, I am pleased with the way things have been going. I know that you released these polls right in the week leading up to our party conference, and we really appreciate the timing of that. But what I would say to you is, those polls are a mixed bag for us. Certainly in terms of the favorability ratings, for me personally, they represent an improvement, which I think is due to the fact that I have been working quite hard at going out into the country. As much COVID did make it difficult to do that type of work because you couldn't gather. So our ability to hold spot meetings and so on was curtailed for much of the period that I was, the earlier period when I was the president. But between the opening up of the country and being able to do that again, and then morphing into the conference season, I've been able to be on the ground quite a bit, and also made efforts to be more present in the media where I can be, and so on. And so, the improvements that I've seen in my own personal favorability, I think reflect that. The party's favorability has also improved, and I'm grateful for that. In terms of the poll standings, where we see, obviously we're still significantly behind, and made a marginal improvement. The government side made a bigger improvement. We're a bit perplexed with how that reconciles favorability ratings. But it is what it is, and it's always about a particular point in time, and we're in a dynamic situation. But what it indicates to us is that what we now need to do, we have been fairly inwardly focused because of the issues that we had to address. Now that I think we're substantially past those, Team PNP now needs to be much more outwardly focused in terms of delivering our message to the people. And that will start with this conference and will continue thereafter. And I will resume my activities on the ground. So that is, I think, going to continue to build our fortunes as we go forward.
I think last year we spoke about expanding voting in the party to its wider membership. I just wanted to get an update on that and in terms of where the PNP is with that process.
Right. So that is a part of the work that we have been doing in terms of widening that democratic process within the party. So at this conference, we're going to take that resolution, which is the universal voting rights, to ensure that every member of the party will be able to cast their vote in a national election for president, vice president of the party. This, we believe, is something that is important. It solidifies who we are as a democratic movement, and it ensures that there is no manipulation of the system in terms of how one would seek to manipulate, say, a delegate system, but that now every single member would be able to cast their vote. It would mean that we would have to decentralize future elections, as was the case in the 2020 November election. We would have voting by parish and those things. November. And that's not the only resolution that is there. There are others, because we have taken a decision to actually address some of these issues. Long-standing resolutions, some of them coming from many years back, but all of them we have taken a decision of actually treating with them. So you also have the diaspora membership resolution, which is also one that is going to move frontier in making the party accessible.
People let done.
For persons who don't normally reside in Jamaica, but who are members of the party and who want to be.
Me over here make myself clear to them. What should me play live no people?
Persons in the diaspora, and so we are looking at, as I said to you,
what Chris said?
Issues within the party. When we turn to campaign mode and we get into that phase, then the whole numbers and those things will change at that time. But what we're doing now is to set a solid foundation and a base on which we can then step forward to have meaningful conversation with a track record showing what we have done. So when we say something, persons don't have to question whether or not it is just talk, but they can see that this is coming out of action and that we have actually laid a foundation to do the things that we say.
I would just add that the expansion of voting rights to each member having the right to vote in elections for the president and vice president, which currently is restricted to delegates. That is a campaign commitment that I gave when I was in campaigning for leader. So it is something which I'm fully on board with. And we have been working through the modalities of how that
people sorry, I pay a joke galang in the house, yeah.
changes that are required to implement it. And so we've reached the point going back now to the
No, me it look like me have to go come out here so.
It has gone to the council.
Oh, me I come here so. I'm on my life. Be very careful of what you're saying to me, okay? Be very careful, don't say.
Whatever their views on it are. So that process takes some
It's not
time.
no start to pass that. My
It's obviously a
engine.
fundamental change because we've been around for 3 to 4 years, and this is the first time we're doing this, so it's a big change for us. What's the current practice membership?
In terms of delegates, we have just over 3,000.
But membership is significantly more.
You pretty much go 10 times that number.
Chris, listen what me I say. Me I play live, me I recap.
I'm top of my head like that, and I'm sure we've had new members since today.
Mid-30s.
All right. Eh? My dictionary? I have to go make somebody Romish. Let me get a dictionary. You can't carry me a Romish? No, you can't carry me a Romish? Eh? You live at Waltham. I want you to bring me to Waltham, Romish. You don't bring me to some future husband. Romish, you remember? You don't care me, Chris? You know, say he's not a good friend. They think say you're nice, but you're nice. You're nice. Yeah. See, Kishore want to bring me. No, we can't go tonight. I think Ramesh is still here, but we can't go Ramesh after certain time. We have to have an appointment. He might have birthday 20 next month, the 27, 28, I must be 29. Ramesh birthday. You can't come and tell me. You. You not bring me, you know, so you're not nice to us, swear. But all you want carry, the other carry Zoe, don't. No? Amen, no? Yes, you promised me birthday now, but give me. Eh? Chris? Makinta na go on.
Importantly, it's not just about the response, it's about readiness.
Chris not ready for sleep yet. Come back downstairs.
A fallout in the first place. And so the more we can prevent a pandemic, or at least prevent people from being affected by the pandemic, the better off we all are.
In what ways can Jamaica strengthen its capacity to respond to disease outbreaks and future health threats?
Well, one way is by investing in the front line, and that often means the health workforce. The U.S. has been able to work with the government of Jamaica over the years to help strengthen health workers, and not just frontline health workers, but also epidemiologists, lab technicians, and others who are really critical when it comes to global health emergencies.
We've seen with COVID that traditional national defenses have proven not to be sufficient against the invasion of disease or vectors such as COVID and monkeypox. What do you think can be done going forward like those?
Well, it's really important to acknowledge that we have a lot that we can do and that we have been doing around the world, but you're right, there isn't really a magic potion or wand that we can wave. One way to improve our response to outbreaks, though, is by working collectively. And so recognizing that these diseases clearly have no borders, and it's not a matter of sort of shutting down and turning inward, but rather looking outward to see how we can work with one another. That's why our relationship is so important, but also the ways that we're convening at an international level to address these issues.
Can you tell me a little bit about the conference coming up and how that discussion there will benefit Jamaica?
Absolutely, yes. So the Carver Conference is really important. They are a critical regional body that works to convene the Caribbean community around public health issues to really understand lessons learned and best practices. They're having a pretty important discussion now about COVID, especially now that we're almost 3 years into the pandemic, but also importantly looking at ways that COVID can help teach us how to recover from or prepare for, let alone respond to a similar global health emergency.
On to another matter, how critical are surveillance and emergency management systems in the fight against global health security risks?
Absolutely essential. I mean, without data, we know nothing, right? And we need surveillance, we need that data to understand what's coming, how it's changing, and how well we're doing in our own response. And so that's why we learn in the first place that there's a COVID-19, but also how COVID has evolved with the various variants that I know we've all heard about, and then finally how health systems are being either strained or supported, how well vaccines or therapeutics are working, and a number of other needs for information that we have met through data and surveillance. So it's critical. It's fundamental to any health system's response.
Zooming in on Jamaica, though, what are some of the important areas that Jamaica needs to improve on as it relates to surveillance?
Well, I think that the Caribbean in general has done a really great job, and I'm looking forward to sitting down with the minister later today to talk about what he feels Jamaica can do and how we might be able to work more together. Certainly, it's been really important for the industry here and for communities and individuals for Jamaica, alongside the rest of the Caribbean, to have a strong response to the pandemic. But, importantly, it's not just about the response, it's about readiness, and it's about preventing a fallout in the first place. And so the more we can prevent a pandemic, or at least prevent people from being affected by the pandemic, the better off we all are.
Onto the matter of HIV and AIDS.
Sure.
UNAIDS reported that an estimated 14,000 people in the region contracted the virus in the last year, and that's at a rate of 270 new infections each week. These figures represent a new challenge in the fight against the virus, and how can an effective response be achieved?
I'm really glad you asked about HIV. We've been so focused on COVID in particular that we forget that there are these other diseases that we are still fighting to this day. And as you mentioned, UNAIDS is tracking HIV rates here in the region. I think the number you mentioned is not just inclusive of Jamaica, but also Haiti, the Dominican Republic. And yet, we don't want to see these increases, right? We want to be sure that we're doing what we can to fight that virus as well. What we know is that we've been able to use platforms that address HIV and AIDS for COVID, and so that's the good news, right? The other piece of good news is that we're learning from COVID how better we can respond to the needs of people living with HIV. So as long as we have these types of exchanges, I think we're in a good position, but we have to remember to walk and chew gum at the same time, as people say, right? We cannot turn completely towards COVID and turn our back on HIV. We have to be sure we're sort of holding both sides of that rope and ensuring that we have a more holistic, person-centered response to public health.
And what are some of the practical ways Jamaica can keep HIV and AIDS on the forefront amid global crises like COVID and the outbreak of monkeypox?
I think really centering the work on communities at risk is really important. And so our new ambassador for HIV and AIDS, Dr. Johnny Kangasong, who used to be the head of Africa CDC, he talks about starting with equity and really saying, okay, regardless, we want to be sure we're not leaving anyone behind when it comes to HIV, but when it comes to health and wellness in general. I think that's one of the ways that we can ensure that we're sort of moving both issues together, right? Whether we're talking about COVID or monkeypox or HIV. Another fundamental element of Dr. Nkangasong, or I should say Ambassador Nkangasong's plan, is to focus on the science and the health systems infrastructure. And so whether we're talking about epidemiologists or trained lab workers or even community health workers, all of those systems, all of those investments can be used for a range of health issues, including HIV and COVID, but also maternal and child health issues and immunizations more broadly, non-communicable diseases, and a range of other priorities that we've identified.
My last question to you. Funding the health sector in Jamaica has been probably the largest challenge that we've had in recent years. We currently have a no user fee policy, which means that people come into hospitals and they receive service without payment. What do you think is the proven method of delivering quality health services, and is Jamaica going about this the right way?
That's such a good question, and it's a hard one to answer. Ministers of health all over the world are asking this question, right? How do I provide more to the people with the least? Ultimately, we want to be sure that people have access to this fundamental right to health. The U.S. goes about it in a number of different ways, but I think one tried and true way is by focusing on people themselves, focusing on the patient who has to access this system. So often we try to solve these problems in ways that are focused on the economy or focused on innovation, but really, oftentimes it comes down to asking the person themselves, right, the patient themselves, what it is they need, right, in this system and how best they can access this system. I think by building a system that is person-centered, then we can build a system that is valued and that has the greatest impact and gives us the greatest return on whatever investment we're making.
Any comments you'd like to make?
I'm just grateful to be here. I think we've had a long-standing relationship with Jamaica over the years, and we're looking forward to continuing to work with the government and its leadership in the region to advance health and wellness in the Americas, in the Caribbean, and beyond.
Don't drop down, you wouldn't understand how it shake me. Because I call him, like me I say to them, say, stick a calm you, they go turn it. I want to eat.
Hold on.
And when I call him, I see him drop down on the basket. all I could do was put him in my room. And I say, I have two sons. My bigger son, father, from my baby, and father always send $10,000 every month. Come give me for him. So this was mountain when all of this happened. So I said, I want to reach at the ATM to see if him send the money. Because if my message him and ask me if him send the money, that would cause a back of argument. We couldn't understand why. If me didn't know if you send it, I would not ask you. You get what I say? Show me not know, brother, and I ask. And him always angry me some way. So, let's say me not think that message me. I just go try and reach out at the ATM and see if it did it. So I tell my big son, say, come here, we are go up on my little son family member up and help them and see if them can give me a fear. When we reach up there and beg them the fear to how the person make me feel, how they make me feel for give me $150. And me and my son I walk and take a taxi and we go, the money there and we come back and we buy two little nook snacks and we put in the house. But the thing is, remember $10,000 me I get a month, so I could not pay the $12,000 rent, provide food for them. It is bitter. And me I tell you something, I tell me stop accept certain things, it not allow me to do it.
Oh God.
Scammer in Jamaica.
Yeah, but first, we have to talk about the three biggest scammers in Jamaica. And we're not going to put the politician them in there. And the reason we're not going to put the politician them in there because all we know is the politician them mean no good. But we still vote for them just because of some dietary reason. We still vote for them. So we're not going to put them in it. So one of the biggest scammers in Jamaica, to me, this is my opinion, believe at the embassy. But what is scamming? Scamming is some people take things from you. And know say boy them now go deliver. The things we offer them know say you now go get it. And the embassy them know say all of them people were out there at the time. Them know say even half and a quarter of people now go get visa, but you still take this one bag of money from the people. There's nothing wrong if I want to pay a look a small fee. After they get the visa, then they can pay them big money there. But I pay them big money there and they get turned down. So to me, a scamming. The next one is JPS. As JPS, a lot of people are T-flight or bridge light, and a lot of one have your pay fee. So enough ones, I pay for the energy where them now use. So scamming that to me. Yeah, but the number one scammer to me, is really just leaders, especially the pastor them. The one them, them use a belief and your faith against you. Take this one bag of money, say I take in the name of God, and say, boy, when I did that, I got heaven. You're going to live a best life. While them live for them best life now, none of them all have a private plane. When them sick, them got the best doctors. While them tell us if you pray, or come make them pray for you. Then say, God, I go answer your prayer and make you get better. While them all got a doctor for doctor answer for them prayer. So, them are the number one biggest scammer to me. Remember that.
When you come to America undocumented.
No starting no relationship with nobody but can help you. And when I say help, them not have can do the thing themselves, but at least them can either fund it, you know, find somebody for you, you know what I mean. But some people just want to lock you down and know them can't financially help you, them can't physically help you, them can't do nothing for you more than hold you back. Leg of the bird, make the bird go look papers. Do a lot of research and reading. Culture shock is real. You may lose your mind. And a joke thing. When you come to a new country, new system, new culture, new way of life, you have to learn the system, learn everything quick. When I say quick, learn it quick. You will feel like Alice in a Wonderland. So, read posters, read road sign them, read, study everything. Because you will lose your mind. Save your money. Save your money. Forget about fashion. Forget say I was at girl or at boy in Jamaica. Forget about that. Just in case somebody come through for you, or you find a husband, Cupid struck, and you find a husband, or you find a wife, somebody help you, at least you can do a fund the application. At least you can do a fund the application. So when you come over there, kill up yourself on hairstyle and watch nobody I know, lashes I know, nails I know, nail brand this and a Gucci this and a Gucci that. See if you get a little work, save every dollar you earn. If you can save as much as you can save, you save. So when the thing come true for you, you have your stash. Because about that stash thing there, have your stash put out. You're free to ask question, but you have to choose and refuse who you ask question. Because when I notice, I don't know if it's an African American thing or it's a Jamaican thing, they act like information is so expensive and exclusive. Everybody afraid to tell you the avenues and the ways them how you can go on, how you can get it. Like they don't want you to get it before them, or they don't want you to come shine too fast. If you ask questions, but I believe it's best if you get information from people where don't know you and you don't know them, but you know say I read them and you can trust them. But people you know, be careful of them. Keep your circle small. Distraction is an elephant thing. A lot of us when we come to America, we left everything behind. So we come here with a little bit of clothes and a little bit of shoes. It's when you're in a circle with people who hype and have this and have that, it tends to make some people feel less of themselves. So keep your circle small and don't get distracted.
Member said.
Yarden Road is made for our vibe.
Get up to 150 megabits per second fiber fast internet at home.
What's up, my people? Bless up in yourself, right? Right, you know, we got a video from Dr. Love. Yes, so Dr. Love, I talk about the haters them off of Dana. Yeah, man, I say, from Dana make this speech, I say, boy, and me make money in a foreign, and now make no money. You understand? Yeah, them a come at her. You see me? And them a say, boy, the woman a build her house on Gully side. And one heap of things. So people who don't know Dr. Love 15 already, just check out that one and bless her.
You see one video when I come home, girl, one next door. I chat off him out, I must say I caught some family member that about family member this and family member that and one bag of city. And I talk about when people go to Jamaica, they can't come on live. They can't come on live and they can't this because they have to hide from people and one bag of something. Right? No, I won't want to say that me my job with Pam, then no. Make a mongrel. I job with Pam me, then no, right? Like I say, boy, when I go to Jamaica, I can't come live and all of that. First of all, mongrel, let me tell you this.
Oh, Dr. Lover call mongrel.
Yeah, try job board and rate it. Mongrel, I'm not broke. Yeah, I'm not broke. I'm not rich, but I'm not broke. I'm not living dollar by dollar. I'm not living paycheck by paycheck. Let's set the record straight. I am not living paycheck by paycheck. I am not broke and I am not rich. But I am stable. Stable. I don't think you know what stable means. I am stable. So when I go to Jamaica this year, how much time I go to Jamaica already? 6 times already for the year. And the year, another time I have a whole more time to go. Right? And every time we go to Jamaica, I don't have to come on Facebook and make people money or sell bag for buy a ticket to go to Jamaica. I can't afford to buy a ticket. And if the ticket is $1,000, I pay the $1,000 and I go with money and I come back with money. I don't gotta call, but I have to save. But I have to save up money and put money aside to go to Jamaica. I go to Jamaica anytime I want to, and I spend money when I go down there. How much money I spend, it just can't done. No matter how much it is, it just can't done. I'm going to spend money. You feel me? When we go to Jamaica now, you know what I do? From me land off of the plane, I am taking care of business. Business. I am up and down taking care of business. Because I got business to take care of. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So me not have time to come up and lie like people come on and I show everywhere there. Oh, me there, yes, so and this is so beautiful and this is so nice. Nah. Right? When I go there, I hang with people who got money. Who are financially stable, who ain't struggling. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how it works when I go there. As me telling you before, I tell you not again, you know. Me not dep on Facebook I talk for free. Me not blog for free. Me not play music for free. I don't do none of that. And this is not boasting or bragging. This is just my whole regular conversation. It's good to hold a conversation like this every now and then. When I go on Facebook, me not talk for free. We not talk for free, we not blog for free. Facebook not going on nothing. We not on Facebook payroll. I am on Facebook payroll means that I get money. That more real money. You see what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no 200 or no 300. Real money. Right? Mongrel. You understand me I say? Yeah, mongrel. I deal with mongrels. Because when I say on lower life, come back mongrel. Talk for free, blog for free, do everything for free on Facebook. And then at the end of the day, all you can show at the end of the week is that I look at numbers and views. I say, look how much views we get and what people watch and what people share. Remember, when people watch me, Facebook run commercial. They pay me. You feel like, come on, they're talking about that too. That's go on there. Facebook pay me. So I don't talk for free, I don't blog for free, mongrel. Right? And then me run a business. You feel me? No, you know some of the mongrel on Facebook, I don't know if they like all the mongrel when they went time them broke and pauperize and all the money, then go find one job and work for 1 3 months or 6
Good night,
months.
Maureen.
Fire them so they can connect on the employment. No, I don't work that way. I write my own check. I cash my own check. That's different from me. Hold on. You don't know in the same category. I will never in the same category because we have ambition. We don't have ambition. Right? When we see no phone up on Facebook or blog, we see one bunch of non-ambition. That is the reason why, you know, we're not always fighting against the people up on Facebook who are actually successful. You see, the people who are successful on Facebook, people always have something to say about the most successful people on Facebook. You understand? That's on Facebook, you know. Only a few people on Facebook are literally successful, you know, and doing good for themselves and alright, you know. We're checking if I lie, me I tell. Few people are very successful. Be a bad man, be a this, be a that and all of that, and them try to size up to people. You never stop size up to people who are not in a category. You never size up to people who are on a level. You understand? Because I don't depend on Facebook money, I depend on people who can give me money in my cash app for me if you can't travel and all of that. And big money to go and so. And when we go places, I have to pinch money. I don't believe in a pinch money. I don't believe in a waste money, I don't believe in a pinch money. I don't believe in I say, yo, alright, me I go to Jamaica, I have a pinch money. I don't believe in when I go to Jamaica, I spend. I don't believe in a pinch money. Pinch money you have a papa. You understand? If you have a pinch money, don't go down there. We can't go anywhere, Canada, England, anywhere, I have a pinch money. Thanks be to God that God bless me. That means I have to go through those farm things like some other mongrel. Like the mongrel one the next door. Right? Bad mind. Bad mind on a bad mind, just like on a bad mind me. Just like on a bad mind, the lady are 99 for success. And bad mind other people. We're not too bad mind, man. Right? Hey, I one thing, hey, me hear the lady at 99 say one thing, you know. Me hear the lady at 99 say one thing. And they bother whole heap of people to the day. Whole heap. The amount of people who bother to the day. Who can tell me what the lady at 99 say we're still born them same way? Let me say who can tell me. Who can tell me what the lady at 99 said? We still about them till today. There. One thing me hear lady say at 99. And it, hey, me say, when the lady at 99 say, me say, bond them, me lick them until today date. But hey, me say, yo, me say, hey, some of them ugly. Lady at 99 say, I don't mean they couldn't do America. I'm open her phone and I'm not too sure.
Oh, okay.
That's right, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
I said, me hear the lady at 99 say, I don't mean they couldn't do a foreign. Open her phone and talk and nothing, I don't know, I'm not for sure. That alone, hey, that is a shot of fire, you know. I said, the way I shot the fire, I know people still, hey, I say, burn them out of God. Well, I don't like the lady I say. It's not like the lady I say. Eh? They in America and don't have nothing. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Friend, the lady said that at 99 say, I know me couldn't open her phone. I'm not for sure. When you go look something for yourself, that alone bad man, all of the drunk of them. And then a lot of people say, boy, the lady at 99 shouldn't say that because she's not coming from anywhere and she not this and like me. One lady on live I said, one lady has put up video. She has put up a video on live and I said whatever it is and rate it and oh she shouldn't say that because no! The woman can say what she wants to say. The woman can say what she wants to say because guess what happened? She's entitled to say it. She have alright. Yo my friend, what's going on my friend? Why you off today? Oh yeah? Overnight? Oh, that's good. Oh, I am my brother. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying, people? She right to say what she said because she have all right to say what she say. And if this is true, she say. It's not me making it a foreign. From what we kill Joya Van Salfish a shingle. Wait here. Salfish a shingle. And all of them can do attack. She ain't lying about. As me tell people she's not lying. I'm
Well, on people.
Most release, J.A. hired me to be one of the brand ambassadors. Post release J.A. When I've seen me and him do my live many times and talk about the product and talk about how people can buy from it. We have to do live together. How many of you ever seen me do post release J.A. commercial, talk about it, do skits? How many of you? Text me man, just text me and let me out to talk. I'm not showing us something. How people can turn a person into a monster. Human being turn into monster because people push them to become a monster that they can't control. I'm gonna show you. I mean, nobody call me and tell me, say, don't put me in. He's not a monster, he's a person. Anybody remember I see how many commercial that I did? I never talk about it. Ghost Release, the company Ghost Release choose me for a reason and choose me, and the company is going to get big. They have called Ghost Release and they have showed my past at Ghost Release. They have sent so many negative texts towards having me removed from being the face of the company. Me shouldn't be advertised a face. Me not have no business. Me not be eat. Me not be earn. Me not be support my kids. Them. Me not be support my brother and my sister when they needed me. My career must be done. And the person who are doing this, they are watching me. But them always said, karma
is a bitch. Now, Ghost Release has vowed to say, listen, you have a part of the company, you have brought us a long way. And I'm not, if I watch you, there are many persons, talk about Ghost Release, man, there were many other Facebook influencers they could have used to be one of the advertisement person for Ghost Release. And we choose you. We choose you, Lascelles. We have seen the people. Hi, Sanya, good morning. Sterling, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Lady V, good morning. And Everton, big up yourself. And I've seen they look down and but guess what? How many persons you know, murderer, thief, whatever, but they're still endorsing the company? Why you want to take food out of my mouth? Why you want me to knock on your door and ask you for supper? Why? So Ghost Release, they never bow. They never beg. I'm still the face of Ghost Release. I'm still driving around advertising Ghost Release. The Ghost Release is doing one of the biggest shopping that persons can come and buy their food and send it down here for their relatives, and they don't have to send them $1 because we are so wicked, we are so manipulative, we are so in ourselves that when your mother or your fathers work and clean the people and behind a foreign, the people clean the people and behind a foreign, and they send their daughter the money, they send their son, they send their brother, they send their sister, and instead of buy food, you know what they do? They take the money buy clothes. So Ghost Release is a company that you don't have to do it. Ask them what they want, the 10 pound of rice, the 10 pound of sugar, and you buy through Ghost Release, and Ghost Release go drop it off. Some of them might mad, but they have no choice but to take the food, because they realize that Jesus Christ. Some of them cuss Ghost Release. Some of them say, what you up in your company for? Because now Ghost Release, them now send no money, them are send it to Ghost Release. And they try to make Ghost Release cancel the contract. Them trying to make Ghost Release look down upon me as one of the most wickedest human beings has ever crossed the nation. Nobody not get to me. I'm making a statement. Recent time, everybody knows him. He's a comedian and he's a very good MC. That's what me know me do. Me know how to MC a program. Me know how to make people laugh during the time of even bereavement. That I want gift where God just show in my face. Me don't know how he give me, but him say that you can do. Me know how to walk into an auditorium with some people who are dead, with some people who are cussed, with some people who don't get food yet, and I walk into that auditorium and I put every bulb that in that auditorium turn on. God has given me that. That's one thing. It's like, is that a problem? Is that a hard thing for somebody to be so intelligent or talented when it comes to MC in an event? None of my old colleagues, them who know me now, go come from my life, they say, yes, actually, they're not coming. They're not going to say yes. So me going to stand alone by myself. I remember that. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody will say, I'm good at what I do. So here a woman who is watching me for many months in Cayman Islands. The woman is watching me for over how much years, and watch me with Christine and watch me with the granddaughter them. No, me have to tell them. Me have to tell them, because if I don't tell them, they not learn. And the woman said, we are doing a show with Spice and some other artists, and we wanted to do it a little different. So I like Mr. Handsome character. I like the Mr. Handsome with the thing, funny and everything. I want you to come and MC the program. And when I heard it was Spice was going to be the main thing, no said, me get the opportunity as Mr. Handsome to call on Spice on stage. Everything would have been, supposed to be super, because I'm getting there. And the first night I came, but I am going to MC a show with one woman where the world of her. And do you know the negative things that somebody text the woman last night and said about me because of the feuds that going on. So let me tell you now. You see, anyhow I lose that contract from Cayman, somebody will pay me.
Good night, Patrick. Good night, Patrick.
Somebody is going to pay me because if I don't work, I don't eat. Me say, no, me a boy, I no swear. The person who sent the text, we have them Facebook page, we have them name on Facebook, whether it's fake or whatever. There's a thing called URL, and a thing called a person can find out where that page was made and why. In a have nothing to do with the persons who made them is in our argument. In have to have nothing to do with them. But somebody would have run with it to make the woman couldn't sleep last night. Her husband see it, our team see it. But let me tell you something. One thing, you can't swear persons who believe in me, persons who love me. But me say just in case, I can't eat. And it's the funny thing about it. I have the evidence. No, and this is where I live. This is my home. You see, I want the law to really pass, not for me, but for everybody. Who a person must hold responsible for the words and the utterance out of their mouth. Whether it is true or it is life or is lie, there are persons' life is on the line. Me want that law to pass that a person must be responsible. A person can hold responsible for false accusation. No, me need to eat. And one way or the other, me don't teeth it. But any sure that Lassell have, and it cancer in result of some foolish speaking and some things that people is saying, and me lose that the word that they may not to get paid. Somebody have to pay me. I don't want to come tell me if you not say nothing. You don't have the opportunity to tell other people if you not say nothing. So I don't want nobody come and tell me. You know what I say? Me not threaten nobody. Me said my job, the job that I just got. Well, the woman sent me a deposit. And, you know, she might want it back just in case. But just in case, she want it back. Somebody have to go help me pay that back. I mean, not pay. But I just want to share something with you, live. Why? It's like every time I turn, because I'm too good. I am too just transparent to do what I do. I'm not honest. I the right thing to do. I have never messed with a person and them food. Me never said no support the artist there. No support the charity there. That's not my style. That's not Lassell's style. Even when people are tearing me down, and I could have shut them up or damage. But see what? I'm not going to look at me. What are you going to say about me? So me no, man. Me want to understand that this is what me do. Me no know how we gonna know office and push me pulling on table, and me no know how we count 1, 2, 3. Me no know. I know everybody smart, so but me know how to write and me know how to MC an event. Me can't do nothing else like that. Me reach a level right now that school enough for me because everything just in my head just full up like cobweb nest. So me no know how to break out now and say, me gonna look, this is what me do. So how come at every given time? Now how come, no, out of everything else, why you text that remarks underneath the commercial that I did for the lady in Cayman? and trying to
Good night, Ruth. Good night,
ruin
Ruth.
my career, trying to, tell them, say, listen, me don't. Why? Is it going to make you a better person? Is it going to say, yes, you won? And now that came on again. You won, oh, me won. No, you don't. Yeah, man, you must be watching me. I will say, you're not going to win. Because when one door closes, I will more open. When you feel you close a door on me, I go through a window. I go through the keyhole. I go underneath the door, the little crease underneath the door. I go through the little hole, or in the wall, or in the board. My life surrounded my grandkids, my family. They can tell you that when they call on Lascelles, when they call on him, he's not the biggest one. When they call on me and say, Lascelles, we are in a difficult situation and we need your help. I can say, no, as a brother that they look up to, they can simply say, how much you need? Well, I can give you 40, I can give you 50. And I don't feel, I have to go up on live and ask that. We give them out of what I earn. That's my standard. That's what I wanted to do. That means I have to depend on my friend or depend on somebody that when my mother, when my brother call me, when my sister call me, when my daughter them call me. I can be the one who said, it might be enough, but we can help you with 50. I don't want to take that away from me. Tell them, sometimes I don't wonder why people turn monsters and just, wanted and police start. It feels. But we don't understand. You see when that we use against persons, and you see, those are in the background are sitting down and they are having a field day when, and I have never knocked on your door, I have never provoked you. I said, if this law don't pass where a person should be all responsible for the words that they use, it's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble in our whole nation. Because we can say anything. We can do. Don't ever argue with a person. And the persons would have said to you, we can do. And nothing come out of it. Don't ever seen it happen before? That a person will definitely, you want them to argue, and they will tell you, you know why them do it? Because there's no consequence. For our words that we hit somebody with. You see? So Everton, are we going to set it up? Are we going to set it up? The pay. I'll call him. Sorry, that one, was I raising my voice down here a while ago, sir? See there? Ask the little fella, I wasn't even talking loud. Did you know that I was here? See there? The big man saying that if he didn't know something, I come here. Okay, go. When you forward, pick up one perfume. Which party you go? You have Atlanta to do a show. So people, Lemon is coming to Atlanta. Anybody who know, you have to make them tell them where you are going. Okay, me write the people. So alright, so let me go up so card. See, Lemon right here is heading now to Atlanta to go MC a concert. With Legend in, you know only about Legend in concert? At Legion C Atlanta. He's going to be the MC. Yes. Lady June is on it. A legend that.
Anthony Malvo.
At the MC, but hold on, Lemon, before you go. So now, I'm telling my fans to come meet you there, because one lady wants to say no one little thing for you. You can't split it. You can't split nothing. So I'm going to go look for him now and give him the little thing that you're not supposed to send for me to give me birthday. A Sunday. Yeah, the woman who, yes, go and look for Lemon. No, me not trust him, but he never tell me like I only will tell me what I want to give him. So, if I want to tell me what I want to give him, there's no way he can take out more than one if he take out.
Look here on Sunday, the show.
Sunday, tomorrow.
No, tomorrow Sunday.
Of course.
Tomorrow meeting.
Tomorrow Sunday. Tomorrow, so you tell them tomorrow like Sunday, they're long far. So anybody see me here going to be Atlanta and give me the flyers, so I must put it on my page so make them know where you're there. Legend in concert of Atlanta then.
I don't see no flyers, man.
I don't have no flyers in the brother. You mean you have it? See there?
We just see you.
See there? On the soul upon it. A lemon the MC, you know.
See? Look good.
Yeah, I said, big up yourself, lemon. So see it right here.
Mr. Michael Bottle, see address. Give him to the watch. See what I see. Address look. Look, my see the address there.
The address there. Alright, so somebody take a screenshot of that. I want to know so this in my day. So I'm going to roll out. So all of my fans, they're going to meet him up there. Nobody, hey, lemon. Hey, man. When you come back, because it's my birthday, Saturday, me want the makeup. And Lemon, he said, if you don't come back with that envelope, that means that you take it.
Right, so I must get it.
Then come back, then you must get it.
Lemon,
yes, no fee you want Mr. Handsome. Lemon, that's not what I said. I said, a lady's going to give you a package for me. A little package, I don't know if clothes in there, but she'll give you some kind of envelope in there. Well, if you don't come with it, that means you take it because the lady going to call me.
You know what? While me left, go and make them know.
No, make them know.
Me them.
See it on your way.
Me and bring it. Me and know it.
You dip on your way.
Go to the airport, right?
You're going to the port.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So on the ear, say Lemon, I come down there. On the ear, say Lemon at the Atlanta. We are living in a cold. When I say cold world, it's like, might as well, I yesterday call, even though we had the yesterday to call Iceland, I yesterday to call Alaska. We don't have no art. We don't have no love. As we said before, I am not the only MC in Jamaica. Share the flyers. Okay, I'm going to share it. I am not the only MC in Jamaica. I'm not. I can't share it on this, but I'm going to post it on my page. And people can choose who they want to choose to bring the at the same time, I tell you,
That was what Mr. Handsome was saying. So go to bed now.
As I tell people, she's not lying. I'm not lying here because let me tell you something. No for them on Facebook are black for Wappy Kill Joy. Eh?
yeah, what somebody say? But Dana.
Yo, come here. Give me 3089. 89. You understand me, sir, people? I'm at 07079. Me I tell you where the lady said. And my thing is, someone of the top blog on Facebook, someone of the top come blog and talk. Someone of the top come talk about an entrepreneur, talk about a business person, on a worthless, on a termite. Some of the people of the top come on and press live and come on and sit them about advise people and talk about want to talk to people and tell people about nobody not care about because they're worthless. Yeah. They're worthless. Come on a termite. Alright, when the top come on and come press live. Act like you're somebody. Everybody has to start from somewhere and everybody is coming from somewhere. But when you come from somewhere, you should be somewhere. Don't talk about everybody have to start and all. Just want to get work and start in our life and start left on and gone. When you broke out on the pauperize and still I go to see a problem. I fight against the people who are actually making it now. They don't have opportunity to make it in their life.
A little bit more this.
Someone have to dress up and put on glasses and all kind of makeup and all kind of stuff to come on. To come to life because you're not comfortable with yourself.
Oh, I think that right here is better with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I almost sitting like that, Miss Virginia.
Come on, man, like, dress up, put down glasses, right through, sweat and kill you, hungry and kill you, broke up paparazzi and kill you. And you come on, man, live and say, because you want to say, oh, you look good. I don't know, it's a one good, look at you, you look like that. You can't travel one time per year, or 2 times per year, and that's about it. You can't travel because guess what? I want money when you have to travel. I don't never try to say, yo, alright, you are going. You never 95 that you can travel anytime you want to. One time when you can't travel, I want to travel now, when I pray to get a little sell money, I want to catch that money. That means you have to buy a ticket or something. You don't ever have a credit card, only cancel so put on a ticket fast. I think one credit card now.
I see you make this.
On a debit card now, work on a credit card now, work on a now work. Right?
So long, I don't know what when we reach at 20 million.
But on a company about put in the money.
Well, you have some more to up there. You have no work your box right.
Sure, so you can buy
I don't know
clothes.
why they never take them up.
Sure, so not the pound of face. But no, come on, you can't say, oh, this is already taken and blah, 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 blah. Me tell people over and I am glad that the Lord has blessed me tremendously every day. That I'm not down on my knees, I'm not down on my face, I am not struggling. I thank God for me not struggle. And because when you have ambition in life, you're not going to struggle. When you have ambition, struggle to you become such a norm to your life that it don't affect your life. When you don't have ambition, you always have struggle for the whole of your life until you're going to one casting. And when you're going to a casting, you're still a struggle because you're too heavy. You understand me, I say? One bunch of
So, rain now, fall tomorrow, like we don't find name.
who call over name, who call over name, and who tell over name, say them no name, so, and cousin this and cousin that, and rain this and that, and then come on, and that,
Yeah, after the neighbor. You know, you said they went up today. They're all under raincoat. No, Tana,
I don't want to go somewhere right now, you can't book a disc and go. Bro, I'm going to chat for free.
so what be when we done?
Book you have a book on a seat, I'm going to go somewhere. You sit down and watch everybody live and I watch who are do good. And who are get good. When I run on views and I run on likes and all that.
You like to go wrong?
My empire long time ago on Facebook, so I am reading from my empire right now. Indeed, what's up, baby? How are you, darling? Why look over here to your red back? What's going on, darling? You know I love you, darling. Eh? You know, not go and phone up and no phone or do live, no phone or press live for free. I have created my empire on Facebook years ago. I've created. And no phone up on Facebook when did a black on Facebook and I black for free. Understand? Observe and check whatever. No one sit down and realize say nah work for you. When you sit down and worry about who I make money and who I scam and who this and who I travel and who this and who that and read people blah 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 blah. There's someone that phone you yet. That phone you yet you're not gonna find 95 job. Eh? That phone you yet you're not gonna find a 95 job. When down at the phone now here out, you not decide so you're not gonna look at work and all because you realize say blagging things not work for you. Eh? You're not too worthless, man. Worthless. Eh? You go to Jamaica to ride, you go, I want to pinch you the money, you don't want to buy one beer, you can't buy the beer. You don't want to buy a plate of food, you can't go buy a plate of food. You don't want to go down all inclusive hotel, you can't go in because guess what happened? You don't have to pay a pinch you the money. Eh? As the time come from the left and come up from Jamaica and you sit down and start stress, and I worry about this time, I come back to work and come back and sit down in the old morning couch the same way, the morning chair, same way. Because you know that there's nothing behind that. Eh? You live in a spotlight, you look at a spotlight and do not fool you. That's a worthless people, man. Eh? Me, one thing with me, me now sit down and watch. And me know say me worthless. And me know say my life is non-progressive. I am not sitting down and watching nobody life or progressive because guess what happened? Me know say it can go bother me. When you sit down and watch all the people in life that are progressive, and then you sit down and throw on the word and complain on that, I hate this, I hate that, and all that. No, you go watch people like when non-progressive like you know, they're at the same level. Compare yourself to them. You feel me? That's what you do. I'm going to go to Jamaica and spend over money about when I rent car. And I rent place yard 2 weeks and 1 week and down there. I drive up and down like when time dark can't find yard for people on board. And then guess what happened now? When you come back to America, when you come back and you blame everybody for no problem. When you start to take your money and go do something with it, you go buy one Airbnb with it. The money I save in the bank at Jamaica means I don't go to Jamaica. When you can go in the bank and have millions sit down pan. Then you can say, yeah. Because no, for we're not going to be a millionaire in America, but we'll be a millionaire in Jamaica. And it is good to be a millionaire in Jamaica. It is a great feeling. It is great to be a millionaire in Jamaica. It is a great feeling, wonderful feeling. You're there on ice. Because when the big dog them sit down and them food, you can't sit down and the food with them because guess what happened to you? Them come with million, million come with them here. When someone are going to live some life like that? Eh? We're not going to live them lives there. And nobody now put on nobody or try to talk down to nobody. But when we notice a lot of worthless females on social media. Some of them big outfit. Some of them look like when they day and night needs a airplane can't find engine. Some of them look like when they plane seat come out. Some of them look like when the baggage them go on the plane and they overweight. Some of them look like the carrier sitting in the carousel. Some of them look like the carousel underweight. Eh? Bunch of termite. You understand? I'm sit down every day and I chat about people. And I chat on the word. And I talk about, hey, when I go to Jamaica, I go everywhere, you know. I go everywhere, anywhere I go. If I don't feel like spending cash, I flash up my debit card. And I don't use credit card when I go to Jamaica. I don't use credit card. If I have to use credit card to go to Jamaica, and listen, I am not saying that credit card is bad. If I have to use credit card to buy a ticket and go to Jamaica, and go to Jamaica, I use credit card to finance myself.
It's Christy, good night. Now come on for your 11:30 people. I'm tired.
Not going because I am not going to pay no interest on something that is not necessary. Me not do it. Me not go to Jamaica and back out no credit card. I want to go in a place to go buy chicken, credit card. I want to go take like a boat ride, credit card. I want to say, alright, I'm going to go to a hotel go down for the night, credit card. No, it's called cash and carry. Back out the debit card. Pay for your room, keep it going. I am not going to go to Jamaica. I know some want to go tell them all-inclusive hotel and they come and take people. But I can't pay for my dinner. But I can't give back a thing. I don't want to see. I don't want to give them carry them on a tour on the seaside. I don't go man on to workless. Worthless. Credit card for buy KFC and credit card for buy Popeyes. Me not depend on that. No, debit card, I go at cash. Take 100,000 and put in your pocket and go around and spend it when you're done. You go at the bank and get more again and keep it going.
11:30, me come on people.
When you come through immigration, you must come through immigration well happy, well comfortable coming through immigration. You're not supposed to come through immigration and when you go up to the desk and all that, they might ask you, how is the trip? It was alright. I wish I did more. Eh? You wish you did more, you never have no money to do more. Eh? So you couldn't do more. The plane want land and instead of plane land smooth, the plane land boom, it drop boom because of being stretching up on the plane. The pilot and the whole for pressure because you don't overweight the plane from one side. Eh? Exactly, my friend. If you have to use credit card, and some of them not no credit card for using because they credit bad, you know.
Oh, God.
They credit bad. You have a credit card, we never take paper off it yet. I don't use credit card again. I yes, back in the days, I understand so I used to use credit card. But when it comes to life, I said, no man, can't work. Can't live by credit, so. Can't do it. We can't go to Burger King. A Jamaican want a burger and I have to take out my credit card and pay for it. I won't pay for it. If we don't pay the bill on time, I have to pay interest. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. You understand? Go to Jamaica, you want to pop out a Jamaica national card, you pop out a Jamaica national card and buy what you want to buy. And you pop out your American card and buy, you pop out the cash and buy. You understand? You can't say you go to Jamaica and say you live life and you're a blogger. And you go all one camp there, go change out from 500 US. And you change out the 500 US, you change out Friday and Thursday. And then the money run up on Saturday. And you have to sit down in a lock up in a room because you can't go because you broke up papers. Oh no, that will never happen. All food stamp go to Jamaica ask them, oh, do you take this kind of card? What kind of card is that? It's a special kind of credit card. What do you mean special? It does not have a Master logo or a Visa logo. Oh no, this is a card that the government gives me and they said it can use it. No, we do not take family food card at Jamaica. Don't take them card out here. Eh? When you go to Jamaica, pop up food stamp card, go to the one to buy Burger King and KFC. Until the people and they say they're not taking. Well, I went to another lie. Well, I went over there and they take it. Lie. They don't want it. Like if you use in America to get the free food and the free things, them not in Jamaica. We're in a third world country, cash and carry. Eh? English, they say you're wicked. English, they're wicked. Go on, you're wicked. Eh? When a big enough for us, on a hot people and got a Jamaica pop up. Family first card, eh? When you go down there, on a big wallet and big. And some of them go down there with a take Louis bag them and sit there. Right? And they have a good Louis bag them. And then up and down, and some of them have some slippers look like masquerade. Some of them have some hairstyle look like when Mother Teresa and look like when Golden Girls did it. And then get up down there and carry on with them have some of them. Go and do wicked and get up and fight against people. Eh? I fight against people. Oh, doctor love this.
Good night, Valerie.
Oh, look at me when I did last on the gully side. Instead she got build one house up a Jack Hill. Eh? Instead she this and all that. I prep. You need to go away, man. You need to go away. Eh? The phone now you can't talk about the now about land of Jamaica. Empty land and nothing for it. They have 100 black money. You need to check. Hey, you need to buy 100 black and Jack and work like a Jamaica and say, yeah, this is not black, so now wait till time come. That's what you do. Buy one thing of paint and just put the paint for the land and just visualize say you're going to paint eventually. That's the phone if you do in a scenario about people. We have things and people with success. A few people on Facebook is very successful.
2 more minutes.
Very successful. Eh? Very successful and I go on good and life is beautiful. Why want to see now about people and all of that? And see now talk about owner this and all that. Someone have to sell rag and sell sheep. You can't put food on the table because otherwise that man madam is doing it. The phone not have keep long time. You know? You say if I'm not phone not have keep no now, but you don't have to go find job. You're not tired of finding job and come out of job and go back to job and finding job, come out of job, go back to job. Eh? Eh? That's how you live a foreign. That's why I don't run no one up at 99 to say. And I mean me couldn't even afford. Eh? And talk every day for free. You that black old, big old, fat old woman. Eh? You that big old, fat old, black old woman. Eh? Go like say she has somebody. Yeah, it's a girl. I charity money at this. One bag of old termite, you know. Termite, whatever. I get some on and say, hey, you hear me get some on and go up on live. I'm going to start unfollow, unfriend, black, ban. And when you ban somebody on Facebook, it asks you, do you want to ban them from future account? I press, I want to ban them from future account. And he said, they never come back. Some of them get up and man, they're dead. Eh? But go no for go do sit down and sit down and call people every minute, but you know I'm going through something. And then the broke pauperized people them to send them a blogger. When time they sit up on Facebook and blog every single day, you then come on. Boy people, I'm not too happy today and so you know, just a lot going on, but you know, God soon got me and God said, God don't want to see you because God realizes how now work is an ambition. So God just say, you know what happened? You rest a chair and sit over there so a rocking chair. Me never can't bother with you, I waste of time. That God do. Yeah, God put you in a rocking chair and say, hold a seat and sit down. That God do you know, when you sit down and pray, when you get up and pray every day, pray to the Bible and pray to this mountain and pray to God change your life. God can't change your life without no work some paparazzi and sit up and live every day the same thing. I don't know see some of my family, in gone from playing again.
People, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be at me hot. So remember to like, share, and comment when I put up a video tomorrow. Remember to give me a little thumbs up on the Facebook video, people. I'm gonna lovely leave you now. So good night, guys. Thank you for watching Recap Show. Thank you for watching Recap Show. No, now tell me good night. Good night, everybody. I am gonna lovely leave you. It was my pleasure in hosting this little show. Big up on a nice clean self. Well, me I'll grab my bed, figure a bird bush tomorrow. We I get up early, so bird bush tomorrow. So me I go have a little bed. Not ready to go sleep yet. Me just want to go bed. Me hot. So bird bush tomorrow. We're outside tomorrow. Outside in the bird bush tomorrow morning. Alright, tomorrow me take picture and show you. So me go bird bush. So good night, my fans. It was my pleasure. Remember if you like the video, people. Remember if you subscribe and keep on subscribing to my channel. And who have subscribed, thank you so much. And who not subscribe, and go on over Keshina page and give me a look. Subscribe there, please and thank you. You know, just go subscribe if you don't love it. Recap boss I do one night time. Please and thank you, people. I want to reach 3,000 subscribe. So me I beg you no. Who no subscribe yet, I want to get cash in a look. Just do the thing, man. I don't find no over here when no subscribe and no like me. But you can still. This is the page. The same name on Facebook. KAYSHENADAVY. I lose my real name. So you can go over there and find me fast and quick. And just press the subscribe button and subscribe to Recap Keshina. Okay? So good night, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you guys tomorrow.